He wants to do his best. He takes this game seriously. He has respect for the game, and he's gotten all of our respect because of it. So I'm not rooting for Mochy because Dirk is also a good old dear friend of mine. We spent a lot of time together. I'm rooting for them all. I'm rooting for good PRs, good play, and they're also enjoying it. But if I had to pick the most intense people who just are really, really constantly focused on trying to win, Mochy and Dirk would be my two picks. I mean, ZZ is, maybe it's a matter of personality. He seems to be relaxed and enjoying himself. He's here with his mother and is social. Mochy, not that Mochy and Dirk aren't social, but they're, even between matches, they are so focused on what's going on with their game. They're looking at their previous mistakes and so on. Okay, we're setting up. Mochy's on top. And we can have him start. We're ready. I just gave him word. It's time. We're ready to start. I think they don't need help setting up the board. It looks like they're confused about how to set up the board. Maybe I should go help them.
And we still don't know the PRs, I guess.
We don't know the PR from the previous match. We should have it soon. They're working. Mate is working very hard on getting it done, and I think Hossein is doing the analysis right now. Okay, let's focus on this match and what's going on right now.
And I love the boards.
Oh, the boards
the
are.
colors.
Oh, the colors. They're lovely. I love this. These are the tones I like. I don't want boards that are so bright and garish that you're distracted. The other thing that's very important to me is you never lose a checker on a pip. So I do have a little problem. The black checkers on the dark points they're okay on this board, but I like more of a contrast. When I design boards, and I've designed hundreds of boards for my students and friends and people who bought boards from me. I used to represent FM boards and Airham boards and Jeffrey Parker. I sold a lot of Jeffrey Parker boards. Gammon, I'm involved in boards for life. But I think it's very important that you don't ever lose a checker on a point. Okay, they're shifting where they put the clock in the scoreboard, and everybody's got their preference. A lot of people say, I want the scoreboard on the left. Well, you can't both have it on the left. One of you's got to have it on the right. But whether you have it which one you have on the bear-off tray or away from the bear-off tray. A lot of people say you must hit the clock with the same hand that you use to move the checkers, and you should only move. I agree that you must only use one hand for moving the checkers. But I don't care if they use the other hand to hit the clock. I think I'm not even sure if that's a rule, if that's a thing. As Matt Kogar says, is that a thing? Okay.
It's your comfort for your opponent. Yeah. You can follow easily.
I think the rule should be the two players should be comfortable. Once in a while, if they disagree, then you call the director over and he makes a decision. But guys like Dirk and Mochy have played each other many times. They've traveled together. They've been friends together. I ran a tournament with Perry in the Bahamas, and they were both there. We just had a ball. We all got along. In fact, that's where I first started playing a lot of bouzouki. My good friend Alan Tish and I were 2-against-1 against Mochy several times. Dirk played bouzouki. We had a ball. We just had a lot of fun together. These are great. These guys are terrific people. People I would be, if I wasn't a backgammon player, I want to be friends with these guys. Okay, all of this should have been done before you roll the dice on the first roll, but it doesn't faze these guys. Ellie, have you been watching? You've been too busy setting up for the tournament.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of the matches?
No, unfortunately.
The reason is
I missed everything after, but for sure I will watch all the videos from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I was just informed the reason I switched everything around is the light coming down was reflecting off the clock right into Mochy's face. So that's why they changed everything. And I'm sure Dirk was a very good sport about it and said, look, I don't want to. I always say the sun is in my eyes, but the light really was in Mochy's eyes, and he didn't want to be distracted. And he said something about it, which is smart. You don't just lose the match afterwards and then complain that I hated the way that it was set up. You take care of it.
Yeah.
Mochy's meticulous about his backgammon. Okay.
3-5.
Yeah.
Like a mandatory play.
You have to like Dirk's position in this game so far.
Yeah.
Dirk's got a superior position because he's got, well, is he going to take the golden point? Yes.
Yeah, anchor up and 6-5.
And 6-5, good.
3-1.
That's a very, very good roll
No,
for Mochy.
mutual holding game.
Yeah. I call this spy versus spy. First one who blinks loses. They're each holding a high point in each other's board.
You have to keep safe as possible. You can do it.
You know, I had a revelation not long ago. I've been teaching backgammon for about 30 years, and we teach that there's 11 distinct types of games that you get into. And then it hit me that the holding game, or what we call an anchor game, is the most common. You spend 60 to 70% of your time where either player is holding a point and the other side. So I've begun teaching that game is really more critical to understand than any other game, even races, because you have to understand them all to be good. But if you can master the anchor game, this game that we're looking at right now, you mastered 60 to 70% of the time that you're playing. So that's very important. And the good news is these are not hard games compared to containment games and back games and priming games. These are not that hard to figure out when you're supposed to double and how you're supposed to play the checkers. It's easier than most games. So I make sure all of my, particularly intermediate students, spend a lot more time studying this type of game. Now, at this level of play, when it comes to Mochy and Dirk, they've got every kind of game mastered, or they wouldn't be here. But they know this cold. They know exactly when you double, when you pass, what your odds are. Because again, they knew before I did, because they're smarter than me, how common this game is and how you better master it. That's why so many people have studied so hard the opening moves and the second rolls and know them in detail, because it comes up over and over again. Every single time you play, you're playing the opening move. You're playing the second roll moves. So even if you make a small mistake there, you're going to make that small mistake thousands of times. Okay, I said it was spy versus spy. The first one who breaks their anchor is going to lose unless you roll doubles. Now the critical thing is when you roll doubles, what's the race? And here he's got a great racing number, but he's losing the race by 2 pips after the roll. Now he doesn't see the pip count. We do. What do you do, Ali?
It's hard for me, but most probably I will choose the second move on the board. Yeah, I can not leave my anchor at the moment. But it's very hard because 63 is very ugly. I don't want to. Yeah.
This is not an easy play.
Yeah, very hard, very tough for me. Yeah, Mochy, take my play. For one checker, died.
He had to leave the shot. Oh, that's that means that
play safe and wait.
Yeah, that means yes, you don't leave a shot when you're winning the race. So when you're up in the race, your game plan is to race. You don't want to get hit.
And both have four anchor boards.
I don't know why you would leave the shot here, because I think you can win with the cube. Is the pip count? Oh, the pip count, he's up 14 after the move. That pip count is before the move. So he's up 14 pips. That's not really a big lead because the average roll is 8. And so after Dirk makes this move, Mochy will probably roll around 8 pips, and he'll only be up 6 pips. So he does have to be concerned with how to bring it home. Okay, but he made the safe play. I agree with that.
Perfect roll.
Yeah, because now it's very hard for Dirk not to leave a shot, and Mochy just for Mochy not to leave a shot, and Dirk just improved his board to be ready for that. And the only way, well, you break the 6 point, you don't leave a shot, but I don't know if that's Mochy's style.
I think we should volunteer here.
I think every beginner would break the 6 point, and it is quite a blunder according to XG. Pay now, pay later. You can spend 10 years studying that and still not get it right all the time. It's a hard concept.
This is the last shot because double five is not working.
This leaves, as we know, 17 shots.
5-1.
5-1 doesn't hit. Yeah. So that's 15 shots. This is easier to bring home, though, if you get missed. So the two considerations when you have to leave a shot, how often will I get hit, and how often, if I don't get hit, will I be able to play safely going forward?
But this is easy to hide your blood because your opponent have to play from 13 or have to break his home board. So this is safer. Missed.
Yeah, this is a very, very bad roll. Bad roll for Dirk.
The cube is coming, I guess.
You think the cube is coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, because low numbers hit, ones hit. He's got no blot in his inner board. Mochy can hit freely with an ace. If he doesn't roll an ace, he's very likely to
win the race.
Win the race and play safely. So Dirk is thinking about one thing: how can I take the cube after my play?
Now, whatever you play, it's a take, I guess. So.
You think it's a take?
Yeah, why don't we reduce the shots?
Reduce the shots? This is your play?
Yeah.
I think you get more.
37 is better.
It's better because you get more shots on the other side. But when you say it's better, 0.002, we don't know if it's better. Yeah, until it's rolled out. No question about the cube. And I would be afraid to take it, but that's why I know I'm giving the cube. So again, I use Woolsey's law. I ask myself, how would I feel about getting this cube? Would I take or drop?
It's a good approach. I like that.
Oh, it's the best approach. I don't think anything comes close. Thank you, Mr. Woolsey. I don't know if he came up with...
If we have a good anchor there, so not many gammons, and there is a good contact, we shouldn't give it that point easily.
And if you don't get hit, you got a lot of power. You got a lot of power, and you don't always get to safety. Sometimes you roll something that doesn't get to safety. Okay, sevens. There's 6 ways to roll a 7.
Yeah.
6 out of 36. Oh! Now that is your best miss. That is your best miss. We have a very close race now. It's anybody's game. And by the way, when you have a close race and you're holding the cube, that cube, and I learned this from John O'Hagan years ago, that cube gives you an extra 18% in a longer race chance to win because you can use the cube to end the game. By the way, you can also use the cube to raise the stakes to make it a 4 cube if you just did to be over 70%. So it's a big thing here to be even in a race and holding the cube. So that was an incredibly big roll, that double 6. These two have played many times, but they also played in the finals of the contenders at one point. It was an incredible match. I know Dirk was very unhappy. He felt he didn't play his best, and he didn't. He's played better. But if I ever knew a perfectionist, it's besides Mochy, it's Dirk. I should say Dirk. That's how he says it. I don't think he knows how to say his name as well as I do. It's all about the race, and look at the distribution. And look how much time he's taking on this. The average player would just move this in about 2 seconds, and one play might be 1% or 2% better than the next. Mochy knows this, but he wants to make the play that's 1 or 2% better. You have to be a perfectionist to play at this level of backgammon. Maybe that's why I'm not at that level. If I get close, I'm happy. That's the wrong attitude if you want to be a super giant like you, Allie.
It's got some kind of sickness. I don't know.
It's a sickness?
Yeah.
Then you have it, huh?
This is my weakness. I try to find the best move, like this entering moves or gear of moves. I also spend a lot of minutes.
Yeah,
here.
I have seen when somebody has a 2% chance to win, working really hard to find the play that gives them 3% chance to win, and they don't give up. I love that.
Yes.
Oh, the recube, this is big. Up 5 pips in a short race like this, that's a lot of pips. It's clearly a big recube and a big take. And even if it wasn't close to a recube and you're playing a guy like Mochy, you want to put pressure on the cube. It's a great cube by Dirk. He didn't take long to figure that out. There's formulas for this. The best formula for this kind of position, a lot of people use the Keith count and eyesight, but EPC, effective pip count, really seems to be the best formula. What John O'Hagan taught me is he uses effective pip count and he adjusts with using Matusak. I mean, I don't know how many people can do that over the board, but he can. And I'm sure Mochy and Dirk can too. Dice on the checkers counts here. I love that rule. Saves time. Why not play that way? Started in the U.S., very controversial, and now it's been pretty much accepted. Mochy's going to have to really roll big here. And being down 4-0 in a match to 7 is a tough fight. But I think I saw one guy come back and win from there. Are you looking at the PRs? They're both playing under 1? Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
As you told, it's...
Oh, this is huge. Look at that, double 5s. Oh my goodness. That's not enough necessarily. If Dirk rolls any, oh, double 1s, pretty bad. Okay, 1, 2, 3 rolls versus 2 rolls, so you can't recube yet. At this point, I just count rolls. I don't count any kind of formulas. 3 roll, 2 roll is not a winning combination. Now, I think no matter what Dirk rolls, I don't think Mochy can get a cube in. I don't know. If he doesn't roll, this is really, really, what do you think, Ali? That's why I got an expert sitting here.
Yeah, previous rolls, there is an ace, previous roll. If no ace, we should consider, but now it's easy to roll.
Oh, big joker rolls. If he had missed there, it would certainly be a recube.
Yeah.
Because he'd have 28%, it'd be 72% chance for Mochy to win. And at 28%, we've already had this situation come up. What was his take point would be closer to 20% or 25 on the recube.
And there is a master redouble take. So
yeah, one
game match.
Do you know those percentages exactly on the take points? You don't?
I don't know the match.
How can you be that good? You get it right every time.
I practice a lot. I have a good memory.
So I've always said there's more than one approach to greatness. There's the mathematical approach that John O'Hagan takes, and then there's a visual and practice approach that you take. Mochy is pretty much that kind of player too, from reference positions. He knows.
My idol is falafel. You
know, falafel?
Yeah.
Amazing, yeah. Amazing. But the very top players that we're looking at, most of them have both approaches. They can do the math. And I'm sure you could do the math if you took your time, but you didn't need to. You knew the answer.
Yeah.
You don't need to do the math if you know the answer.
Not all of the time, but
so you don't need science if you already know what's right. Yeah. See, science is worthless. So I've been saying you're wasting your life. Play backgammon. All right. 4-0. Big swing games for Dirk, but remember Dirk lost the first match. So if he wins, this is going to be much more. This is a very exciting series, and the winner of this will play the winner of ZZ and Dagfin. But I must tell you, as much as I like both of them, these two are my. Well, I don't know. ZZ's way up there. It's hard to say. Mochy had to be the favorite, and then I would have picked ZZ but after seeing Dagfin play, boy, this guy is as good as anybody.
Dagfin make it semi-final, as I remember, in the Gibraltar. Yeah. So he
hasn't played in as many tournaments around the world and isn't as well known, but he's certainly after this tournament he's going to be a household name in backgammon. This guy is amazing. Nice guy too.
And very gentleman, yes.
Yeah, real gentleman. Well, who is it of this group, of these finalists? Of all the, I mean, I didn't know, I must tell you, every now and then I'll go to a tournament, there's a jerk or two, but not amongst these high-level players. And not in Turkey. God, I love the Turkish players.
And checking anchor up or hit. Because of score, it's easy for Mochy, but he wants to check it again and again.
Yeah, I think you have to hit.
Yeah.
In the early game, we have a hierarchy that I always teach. Can I hit, can I make a point, or can I play strategically in that order? And usually hitting comes first. How do you not hit here? What's the XG say? Oh, okay. He didn't hit.
Yeah,
That's a
interesting error from
very
Mochy.
uncharacteristic mistake for Mochy. And especially when you're losing, I would be more inclined to go for volatile plays to win more, that give me more possible gammons. I'm surprised at that play. That's something I would not have expected Mochy to do. Nobody's perfect. Mochy's had his share of blunders. We all do. No, I don't. I never blunder. Thank you for laughing. People often don't know when I'm joking. Put your hand up. Put your hand up.
Two down seems perfect. I mean, better than the other option.
I like what you said. Better than the other option. Sometimes the best play is really, really ugly, but the other plays are ugly.
But, yeah, we reduce the shots.
Do you know how many times instantly you can get hit if you make this play?
Yeah, it's easy to.
So you do use some math.
I use some math, of course.
Okay.
I use probabilities.
Okay. You count shots and so on. How many times you can roll a 7 or an 8?
Yeah.
There's 6 7s and there's 6 8s.
Of course, I should use that.
Okay. I just refuse to believe you can be as good as you are and not use some formulas in math.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have time to play chouette?
Rarely.
Rarely, because there's lots of chouette action in Istanbul. That's one of the reasons I say come here. Every day.
Istanbul is
Every day.
Like your hometown, every day.
Yeah, like Chicago. Yeah. All right, good roll. Any 6 is great. The 1 is forced.
Should come out.
I'm still shocked that Mochy's non-hit there. I don't care how big a mistake it was. The concept of when you're behind like that, not to hit. And you can see it in his PR. Mochy's playing horrible, 2 PR, my God. Based on how we've seen the PRs, 2 PRs not impressive anymore. Isn't that amazing? We'd be jumping up and down if somebody played a 2 PR 10 years ago. We're getting spoiled here. We're gonna make the rest of us all look so bad. I mean, I may never play at a string match again the rest of my life. Be so embarrassed compared to these guys. And I'm not a bad player. I'm just, compared to these guys, it's unbelievable. What's your play here, Ellie?
It's easy for Dirk as well. I believe that, but you have to be sure because of the score advantage. And he is leading the PR. He should play safe, but safe plays is very, very problemful for the next rolls.
He doesn't know he's leading PR. They don't think that way. They're only thinking about what's the right play. They don't even think about the score. They think the score is part of deciding what's the right play, but they're thinking what's the right play. Because they know that in the long run, they're going to win more if they do it. Especially when you're playing Mochy or Dirk, someone at this level, all you want to do is make the right play every time, because you're not going to sit there and try and maneuver your opponent or hope he blunders. It ain't going to happen. Do you make the bar or lift?
Bar.
Make the bar, okay. I wasn't sure. It was close, by the way, so not sure is the right answer. Oh, see, you should have lifted.
Yeah.
Now you know what's right.
Now 2 down seems
Two down
Okay,
leaves ones and threes, but ones and threes are duplicated. You have to have ones and threes to come in.
And two
And-
men on the 5 prime, not straight prime, but very good shape. So
Yes, you gotta like Dirk's position here, and you gotta start thinking about the cube. At this score, Mochy's taking so fast, so Dirk rolled fast. I don't know if you come in here. I like to save big numbers. He's up enough. He's up so much in the race. See, I probably wouldn't do that. And by the way, it's close. Good.
and 13 point is stripped at the moment. I want 13 points stripped. I mean, ready to clear. So I don't like checker on the 13.
If the score were reversed, I think this might be a cube.
Yeah,
If the score was reversed.
agreed. Agreed.
But because of the score, he's not doubling, and I think that's right.
Yeah.
You got to be more conservative, because
I usually use this rule. I postpone the cube twice.
twice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
find the double take. I upgrade my position twice and double.
Oh, interesting. Of course, it depends on what you roll. If you roll
Yeah,
double
of
six,
course.
yeah.
Not big
You're talking about the standard rolling.
Yeah, standard upgrade. Yeah.
So you would take you 2 rolls longer to double if
Yeah.
you're up 4-0 or whatever. Okay, and it depends on whether you're up 3-0 or 4-0 or 3-1. It all changes. But you got it already set in your mind about where you double. And again, you start that way the beginning of every game. I keep stressing. You don't get in the middle of the game and then ask yourself what's going on at the score. On the opening roll, because it could change your opening move. There's many opening moves that change whether you're ahead or behind. So who's your heroes? Who have you learned the most from? How did you get so good?
I learned from Mustafa Altuntaş, Erhan Yenişen, Cihangir Çetiner, İbrahim Karaca, Sabri Büyüksoy.
Sabri was the most known Turk because he traveled the most back 20 years ago, and I got to be really good friends with him. What a great ambassador for the game he was. And did I say it right, Chantal?
Cihangir.
Cengiz? Okay. He and I become very good friends, except I can't say his name. He's a world champ and just a sweet, sweet guy. He's a surgeon. He's a doctor.
Yes.
And he came early the other day just to see me. We had lunch together. We played some backgammon together because we're old good friends. I love the guy. Is he playing? I know he's real busy with some.
He's very
stuff.
busy
Yeah,
at the moment.
got something going on in court. He was dressed nice. I said, "Oh, you're going to see the judge?" He said, "Yes." All right, we got a 6-4 to play. You don't need to count the race to know your way down in the race.
I never found this cube. No way.
Oh.
I'm cubing this. Yeah, Dirk also missed it.
Well, it's a very small cube, but I would not have thought about doubling there either. Interesting that it was a cube. Well, PRs are still both under 2 PR, even with Mochy's error on that hit. Must not have been that big an error. At the time I thought it was. For money, this would have been a cube before this, or an even score for sure. And he actually did miss a cube, a small cube. But now it's very, what we call brittle. It's very brittle, as Justin likes to say.
You have to keep 8 here.
Make the ace point?
Yeah. Play from 6.
Yeah. So the integrity of your inner board, and for Dirk, he isn't concerned with that. All he's concerned with, how do I bring this home without leaving a shot? That's his only thought. And this is going to leave more shots.
Mm-hmm. And we don't those 5s that we can repay now. You feel me? 5-4, 5-3,
Yeah.
we can pay now.
Right. And you have a landing spot. That if you roll a 5-4, I think you probably volunteer. Oh, it depends on how much timing your opponent, yeah, he's got enough timing. If you roll a 5-4 or 5-3 here, you would volunteer. 5-2, probably not. I'm talking about Dirk's next roll.
Maybe I play here, pay now.
Pay now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another idea. Right now, if it was a 5-1 or 5-2, you probably don't pay. With a 5-3, it's close.
Yeah, Mochy has plenty time because of
The spare?
spare checker on 18 and this 7.
Yeah. So paying now, XG says is slightly wrong, and he made the slightly wrong play.
Yeah.
By the way, it wasn't on my list at that point. I thought I would have waited one more roll.
Now 5-0.
Yeah, now it's a cube.
Yeah, we got
Very easy to bring home.
12 7
Yeah, and very hard to get a shot and win from here, and you're way down in the race. It's a very big pass. He lost his market. For people who don't know that term, it's a critical term in backgammon. He waited until his opponent could not take to double. Now, there's many times where you're happy to lose your market. That means you want a point. But a lot of the time, ideally, you like to cube right before you get to that point. And there was that point, and Dirk missed it, but I think it was like only a 2% error at the time, something like that. And both Ali and I admit that we would not have cubed there either. Okay, it's 2 away,
7 away.
7 away.
They both play amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.5 versus under 1. I can't wait to get the PRs of the previous match so we can see how they stand. Okay, do you know the match equity here? Do you know what the odds are of Mochy winning this match?
No.
No? Well, Neil's numbers should tell you. There's methods of doing that. But very quickly, I think he's got somewhere around 20%, maybe somewhere in that range. If Mochy had 3%, he would be fighting with all his strength. So nobody gives up here.
I know Dirk's take point is very low if you don't get enough gammons. And Mochy's cube is very early.
Well, at 2 away, 5 away, the leader's take point is 17%. But I checked this the other day. I thought it was very, very low too. It's a little higher. It's more like 19 or 20.
A little higher.
A little higher.
I know the info.
Yeah, so Dirk's take point would be about 19%, something like that. Mochy's is still going to be somewhere in the range of around 23 or 24%.
Should we take the 5 here or carry on? No, he's too strong.
See, I always make the 5 point unless it's wrong. That's my theory on this, on the 5 point. He could have made the 5 point there, but he hit.
Too many return shots.
Too many return shots?
Yeah, also 6 covers 8, so say 7. So it's better to hit twice and come down,
Yeah. But always hit twice. So if we use the word always, we found out that word is meaningless. If you say always hit twice and always make the 5 point, you can't always do both, especially when you could do either. One of my favorite sayings is all generalities are false. But I still like rules of thumb. Rules of thumb are right most of the time. They give you basic principles of the game. I think they're critical for beginners and intermediates. When you start to get to the open level, what you're really studying is how do you know when a rule of thumb is wrong? Because by then you already know all the rules of thumb, or most of them. So that's mostly, I'm teaching at different levels. When I teach higher level players, I'm teaching them how to know when to break the rule. And before that, I'm teaching them these rules. And I've had students say to me, but Phil, you told me you never do this. I said, well, never say never.
Double threes. Almost doing nothing.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, we have to come 20.
I have another saying about doubles. When you roll doubles, look for a good play, then look for a better one. Because there's so many ways to play it, especially double ones, double twos, and double threes. There's so many different ways you can play them.
Come to 20.
I don't know what I don't know what I would do here. I see 5 good plays. I don't know what I would do.
We have to fight now because now 2-point board against 2-point board, so we have to fight for the 20 here.
Ah.
Yeah.
There aren't that many
There's
rolls.
several shots, but 8 and 7 point stripped, so we can collect return shots from there.
Uh-huh. I was about to say, there aren't that many rolls that make the 5 point for Dirk that don't leave a shot. You can't use the checkers on his 8 and 7. So it doesn't look as dangerous to make the 5 as you would think right now because of their stripped points. And by stripped, we mean, I don't like coming up to the 5, though. I think it lets them to hit loose or hit 2. I don't know. I don't like this. This scares me. He's doing it.
But 5-0 score is 5-0, so
you
cannot scare anything.
You take more chances.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, I also have a theory. When you're behind, the average player will play too recklessly, and when you're ahead, the average player will play too softly. So once you realize that, then you adjust and you go overboard the other way. So you got to find that middle spot. You got to find the right play.
The killer shots.
Killer shot is right. Oh, that's a killer. That is a super joker.
Yeah.
Wow, they're both playing great though. Both playing under 2. Joker.
Double hits, I guess. So double hits.
Oh my goodness. You can't cover. This kept.
No, we hit and cover, right? Yeah, we hit and cover.
You can't. Oh, it does hit and cover. That's right.
Yeah.
Why do you not hit and cover? I like the sound of that. When I hear the sound hit and cover, it melts my heart. Hit and cover. Is it right? It is the right play by far. No, this is wrong. You want to cover.
Yeah, but you have to check it because very complicated position. Checkers everywhere, so you have to look every options. As you mentioned,
Yeah.
doubles is.
The nice thing about backgammon as opposed to chess is you can make the move, look at it, and put it back. No, you want the hit. There's no way he's going to make the wrong play here. He did. He didn't cover.
Yeah.
Wow. I was just going to say, I'll give you 3-1 odds he comes up with the right play. It's usually a good bet with Mochy. Oh my goodness. Another uncharacteristic, maybe because of the score, you get a little shook. That was a surprise.
No, coming 20 and cheating is very dangerous, so you have to play safe here, I guess.
Wow, I can't get over Mochy not doing the hit and cover. It was quite a blunder, wasn't it?
Yeah, very big blunder.
Big blunder. Wow.
Now we can see.
You don't see too many of those. Yeah, when we see the PR, Mochy's gonna jump up over probably about 3. Maybe 2.5. We'll see how many decisions there were. Mochy will not be happy with that play when he sees it later. He takes it very seriously. He will be reviewing this for a long time. Yeah, he will jump to 4 PR. Wow.
Because also that move is blunders.
Yeah.
Covering 10 is blunders. Feel.
Yeah.
You have to play safe 10-5. It's also hard to find, but not for Mochy normally.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he loses his concentration because
Wow.
interesting play because I see that we shouldn't stay on the 18. Now it's a good chance to move from there.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's hard for me to get off the midpoint, the 18. Oh, the 18. Oh, you meant to say on the 18. Yeah. Okay. As we know, Dirk is going to be very, very slow to double when you're winning 2 away, 7 away, because any take is going to instantly give you a recube to 4, automatic recube. So Dirk can't double until he's at least 80% wins and not too much volatility. Now, Mochy, if he didn't have those two blots and the three checkers back, got to hit and cover? I think you have to.
Yeah.
Where do you hit and where do you cover? Well, that's the question. You could hit with either six. That looks right to me, partially because you, with three checkers on, you're on the 24 point, you got to get one of them moving. So this would have been my play, but that's my gut reaction. Hitting off the 18, though, gives you another builder to blitz. But then you still got to get those checkers out. And you only have one back, so you have to hit them. I think you have to hit off the 18. Instead of off the 7. He's looking at it, doesn't hurt to look.
Mm-hmm. But yes, he spent most of his time, so he should be faster.
Mochy made the right play. Oh, big 5, big 5. I play safe with the 2, don't you? No, you don't. It's wrong. I would have come out and played safe. You'd rather have more shots?
Why come out? Why we?
I see. I would have continued, but I see it's wrong, but I have to give some thought. It gives Mochy some more entering hits this way. I guess you're not going to double them afterwards anyway. You're going to be too good to double. Mm-hmm. So you're going to play on for the gammon. So you might as well play for the gammon. If you're going to play for the gammon, play for the gammon.
14 and 11 seems
yeah.
Good.
Would you like to make a bet on this match? I'll take Dirk.
Okay.
Okay.
Mochy is my guy.
You're betting on Mochy this match? Okay. Now we got to talk about how much. Doesn't hit. Doesn't really need that hit for gammons. In fact, the hit might even help. Getting hit might even help Mochy here be able to hold the. No, he'd rather not get hit. He'd rather keep making points. And the gammons now, if Dirk can bring this home without leaving a shot, it'll win the match. Oh, coming in is good. Where's the 2? Where is the 2?
You should wait there.
Why do you wait there?
In case of 2-1.
In case of 2-1?
And double ace, we have a return shot.
Okay. So just a couple of rolls might make it right to return, and you have to think about that.
Yeah.
I love when people say backgammon's all luck, and you just watch every move and you think about how much skill goes into the thinking on every play, even a small play like that. I call that a small play because the odds of it mattering aren't much, but it's still a lot of logic involved. Okay, I have a formula with 3 back on the ace. You get gammon 35% of the time. A little bit more here because Mochy's got all those outside. A lot more because he's got all those outside checkers. Where's David Rockwell when I need him? He helps me with these formulas. And John O'Hagan. So there's a lot of gammons here. And in other words, as long as Dirk doesn't get hit, he's going to win a gammon and the match.
I hope you get it.
You hope he gets hit? I do too.
I need more action.
Yeah, we got the action. We're not rooting for, we want more action. We want to see the match go on. How often do you get to see 2 players like this play each other? It's exciting. I know it looks like a lot because you go to YouTube and that's all you're seeing is the top players when they play each other. But in real life, having a chance to watch Mochy and Dirk play live, that's an honor. It's a real honor. For me, it is. I'm blessed to be here. Okay, PRs are still very good. We criticize Mochy for a couple of blunders, though. He's still playing 3.5. How many people in the world would like to play at 3.5? Just about all of us. In a bad match, you play 3.5. In a good match, in a great match, I play 3.5. Do you? I'm not sure what you do here. I think you come off The top point. Yes, that's my play. You try to clear. You're going, you're not trying to hold them. You're just trying to get those checkers off. Now, if you don't roll a 3, I shouldn't say it out loud, should I? As long as Dirk doesn't roll a 3, he's going to be very happy here. That double 6 might save the gammon. That's a big roll for Mochy. That's a big roll. He doesn't want to waste any pips. That's why he left 1 back. He'd rather do that than waste. Oh, I said don't roll the 3. I forgot about 1 3. You can roll double 3s. That is a tough one. Another double 6. Can that matter? Maybe. There's a slight chance Mochy will get off this gammon now. Oh, that's it. Curtains. Mochy needs more doubles, or this match is over. Oh my goodness. It ain't over till it's over. He's still going to have doubles next time, though. Yeah. He still has to have doubles. He's looking to see which doubles work more. He wants to make sure double 2s works. Everything works. Double 1s doesn't work. And it's over. The double roll. Very fine match again. Dirk played at 2. Yeah. Mochy played. So Dirk's going to pick up 2 points here. It's not, and this one's more official because they have it done. Do we have the PR from the previous match that they played?
As soon as you can round up, the better, because then we have more break.
Huh?
As soon as you can round up.
Okay. We're going to round this up pretty quickly. We want as big a break for the staff as possible and for the players so we can relax and regroup. My first thing I want to do is thank you, Ali, for joining me.
Thank you.
Your insights are beautiful, and it's nice to know more about you. I've known you for years, of course, and I think you've been pretty well known a long time as the best player in Turkey, so you're maintaining your throne there. But there's a lot of really good players here, too. I wish you could travel more and make it to more tournaments. We don't see you in Monte Carlo enough.
I hope to. I'm planning this year Monte Carlo.
Good. Monte Carlo is
good. I will be there.
All right, I'll be there too, and I'll do the commentary with you in the finals, and I'll be able to tell everybody, hey, my friend is in the finals, my good friend Ali. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
And we're going to wrap it up now. Very exciting matches. We're going to continue. I think we had it set for 5:30. 5:30 Istanbul time for our next round. And we have, yes, 5:30, 8:30, and 10 p.m. is the schedule for the rest of the day. And thank you all for watching. And come back and join us in this incredible, exciting event. It's called the Ultimate Backgammon Contender, UBC, and this really is ultimate. Look at the play of these guys. I'm in awe. Thank you all, and keep in mind, we watch the chat, so if you have questions or comments, let us know.
Ultimate Backgammon Championship.
Ultimate Backgammon Championship. This is the contender part of the Ultimate Backgammon Championship. So the winner of this championship, which we'll have on Friday, is going to meet Sander. And lots of people are hoping and expecting to see Mochy and Sander go at it again, but it's not written in stone yet. Mochy's going to have to win, going to have to get by Dirk, and then the winner of the other semifinal. So thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you at 5:30. Take a nice break. And I'm looking really forward. The opening ceremony of the Istanbul tournament is one of the most exciting opening ceremonies. Fuat puts on a show like nobody, and he honors the people coming from all over the world that he's so happy to see here. And I get to see all my Turkish friends again. So I'm looking forward to that as much as I'm looking forward to the next match. See